what can we do? I mean, what are the ideas? Because we have talked for the last decade about student attainment and how do we work on that, and the systems that we have in place, including the impact program, is designed supposedly to help us move our students forward. And that's back to Ms. Bell's point, that it's about what happens with the student and the work that you do with the student. And so the evaluation process is one way, but we see it's not moving the needle the way we want it to. So surely by now, the um, the union has come up with some ideas. You have heard from some of your faculties as to what they do to move students forward. And it just seems to me it's time that we hear more from from the teachers as to what really moves a young person ahead so that they become proficient.
Agreed. I say all the time, poverty is major. And so when you have kids from underserved communities, you have to give them all the supports that they need to be successful. And again, those supports come with, again, related service providers. And we get them, but we don't keep them. So what can we do to get and keep those people who are an important part of the school community and can help our teachers in the classroom get the great outcomes that we need to get from our students, because they're surrounded by support. That's why we like community schools, because that's all wrapped up into involving the family, involving the whole school and the community to get great outcomes. And again, I hate to go back to it, but impact has not given us the outcomes that it said it was going to give us. Our students aren't performing the way they should, and that's what impact was supposed to do. And it was supposed to help grow teachers and keep teachers, and it hasn't. So I don't know if my colleagues want to add anything else.
Yes.
Thank you for that question, Chair Member Bonds. There are three tenets to achievement, right? The first is trust, right? Trust in the process that you're in, wherever you are, whether it's K-12, whether it's doctorate, whether you're in your position at an organization for employment. Second is a sense of belonging, understanding that you're in the right place, right? So trust the process and you're where you belong. Most important is achievable goals, clear and achievable goals, so that they could be worked on over time. And so, those of us who've been in the system long enough remember SMART goals, right? There was specific, I'm gonna have to go through all of that, but we know that there are very clear goals. And so at this point, DCPS is failing in all three. Parents, teachers, students do not trust the district to do what they say, to follow through on what they say, and to be consistent. Secondly, it's hard to feel that you belong somewhere where every year your job is not secure, that your school site is not secure, that your community is not secure. And lastly, as my colleagues both have said, tasks and impact drive the student goals rather than student needs driving student goals. And so children are feeling the pressure from day one. This first day of school, you're doing testing, because teachers want a baseline that's based on zero teaching, right? Because that maybe helps them with their year-end goal, because if I taught you one thing, that might move the needle. And so we don't even take an opportunity to develop relationships with our students if day one, you're testing. And the last day of school, what we're doing, instead of celebrating the last day of school, you're testing. And so this absolutely not the best way to begin or end the year. And so those three tenets that are very, very fundamental to achievement in any level are being failed. Our children are not receiving those.